Alright, here's the thing about theater club. Them rehearsals run late. So I'm chilling after school one day, theater practice just ended, waiting for my dad to come get me. It's like 6 p.m. when I see a friend of mine like approaching from outside, and I'm like, hey yo, like come on over, bro. And we're like talking, catching up, all that shit, you know, when I'm like, damn, it's kind of late. And I was like, what are you doing here so late, by the way? Oh, you know, I was just with this guy in the 3rd floor bathroom, just like chilling. Oh, you know, I gave him like a hand job or whatever. I knew that hearing this story was as close as I was gonna get to a high school sexual experience. So I was like, oh, that's crazy. What happened? And she began to very graphically describe the events that had just taken place. Like, it was like, it just finished. I have to stress how in detail that shit was. Like, she was describing it, and it was like I was watching that shit happen in real time. So as she's talking about this very sexual stuff, I happened to like glance down real quick, and my little man is on the rise. So I was like, it's time to pull a big brain play. I need to get out of this situation. And I'm like looking around, and I saw like a bench in the distance. I was like, all right, go sit on that bench. It'll be cool, she won't notice anything, I'll like cross my legs or some shit, it won't be weird. And I was like, hey, you trying to go sit on that bench over there? Like, this floor is kind of hard, you know? The floor is hard. So you want to go sit on that stone bench? Yes. I mean, I guess. So we like meandered over to the bench, you know, we sat down and we're just chilling, and I like looked down real quick to make sure everything's good, and homeboy is still trying to stand up and see what's popping, and I'm like, no. My brain's in like overdrive, and I'm like trying to think myself out of this very embarrassing situation. I started sweating, and I felt my skin getting hot, and like my anxiety was like rising. And then she hit me with the, can I touch it? I know I did not just hear her say that shit. Can I touch it? My brain stopped. My brain just fucking... Now, a functional human in this situation would say something normal like, oh yeah, for sure, like, oh, word, you know, just something like cool, you know what I mean? But the first thing to come to my monkey brain was, if you touch it, you gotta suck it. What the fuck was that? What the fuck? Never in my life have I said something so head-ass, and I never will again. I swore to myself after that day. I was like, never again will I let that kind of shit come out of my mouth. Then she was like, bet, and she fucking went for it. Mind you, we're in the middle of a fucking school like hallway, you know, there's cameras and shit, there's people that can come by at any given moment, and I was like, whoa there, cowboy. Look, there's a girl's bathroom right there. There's no cameras in there. Okay, let's go over there. I checked my phone real quick. My dad still wasn't on the way. I was like, okay, cool, I got time. So we walked up in the joint. She like pushed me up against the wall, and that's what I remembered. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I've never been in a situation like that. I never kissed a girl. I never fucking got sloppy toppy. I never pulled my schmeat out in someone's presence. None of that shit. Nothing. She knew what she was doing. So she started like kissing up on my neck, and then all of a sudden she like pulled away, and she was like, you want a hickey? And I was trying to say like, no, I'm good. That's probably not a good idea. I'm about to go see my family. But for some reason, words were just not coming out. So after a couple like seconds of just like awkward silence and me like, I just fucking, I got out like a, okay. I still didn't know what the fuck was going on, and she's like kissing up on my neck, and I'm just trying not to like make it weird. I don't know what to do with my hands or anything, so I just kind of grabbed her lower back and started making like little circles or some shit, and like I'm just like looking off into the distance with my eyes, just trying to like smolder, just and I like felt her hands like working their way down, and I like looked down real quick, and my legs are shaking. And I don't mean like a gentle shiver. I mean like they are violently shaking, like violently. Like my legs are fucking. And I was like, this is bad, but it cannot possibly get any worse. Right? Wrong. Somebody walks in the bathroom. I'm like, oh my god, this girl like does a fucking backflip, jumps onto the toilet seat, and I like looked under the stall to see if this person was just gonna like wash their hands and leave, when I realized, wait a sec, those shoes are kind of tiny. Like, what kind of high school? Oh my god, that's a child. That's a little girl. I'm going to jail. And I was like, okay, I just have to take a second, you know, stay calm, you know, don't move a muscle, don't make any noise. As soon as this girl leaves, I'm out. So I was sitting there waiting for this girl to leave when my phone starts ringing. It's my dad. He's waiting outside and he's not happy. As soon as that girl was gone, I waited a couple seconds. Boom, I was gone. Nope, no bye, no see you tomorrow, none of that shit. I was fucking gone. I ran outside. I fucking dove into the backseat of the car. My legs are still shaking. My voice is still quivering. I'm like, so I'm sitting there in the backseat of the car trying to process what just happened. My dad's like asking me about school, how my day was, all that shit. I'm just like, oh my god, it all happened so fast, and like, we didn't even kiss. There was no kissing. She went for my neck, starts reaching for my junk. Boom, little girl, felony. I was like, Moral of the story, don't join theater club.